we're gonna pick up where we left off. Let me remind you of what was the last thing that we did in the last quiz that you did. So last class we were asked, you were graphing a lot. And the question was really, if you graph two lines such as y equals 8, this one right here, you have to solve for y against self-intercept form. The answer was where they intersected. Okay, so the answer is always some x on a y. Now, the truth of the matter is that a lot of this stuff is used for like money and business. And this method, while it visually can tell you a lot, it can't be very precise because you can't tell by looking at a graph if this is 1.23, 8.465. And when you're dealing with money, you have to be, exact to the nearest penny. You can't round it off. So we have these other methods that can give you this exact same answer, but without graphing, and it can handle the decimal. So we have this method that, well, actually two methods. One for if we have something solved for y or x, stuff like this. And then we'll have another method if both equations are given like this, with the x and y on the left and then on the right. There's another method called elimination, which we'll look at probably next week. So we're really going to be solving this week and next week the same exact problem, just different methods. And at the very end, you'll have to answer questions using the best method. So as you go through this and learn them, be thinking about, well, which method would probably be the fastest. So the idea, though, is that we're trying to find a y and x word of the same. So we're assuming that this y and this y are the same exact number. So what they're doing is giving you, well, this y equals 8. Therefore, this y also equals 8. All we have to do is plug it in and see what happens. So it's largely, after you get going on this, you're going to find it's largely just review. It turns into a two-step equation. Okay. Where you just have to add and subtract both sides and then divide. So you'll find that we're not really doing anything new. We're taking something we already know and applying it to something new. The question you already know about, you kind of find the two lines intersect. You know how to solve this type of equation. It's two steps. You start by adding and subtracting. Remember, these signs are always opposite right here. So since this is positive, I got to subtract. And of course, do the same thing to both sides. And simplify. Negative 2x equals negative 8. And second is divide by whatever the coefficient of x is. That's the number in front. So this is negative 2, and divide by negative 2. So the first step, signs are opposite. One's positive, one's negative. Second step, they're the same. Remember that. X cancels out, right? Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. So our answer is this. It's still coordinate x comma y. So we know the first number, x, is 4. And for the front side of your worksheet that you're going to finish by the end of the day, hopefully you'll get close to it, is going to be to get all of these. Now, what does y equal? Well, on all these on the front side, it's given to you. So you already have half the answer to start off with. Okay, so remember that this is your answer, not x equals 4, but 4 comma 8. It has to be a coordinate because that's where they would intersect if we graph them. The questions are the same, the answer looks the same, we're just going about it in a non-graphing way. We still have to have the x and the y. And you'll notice if you look forward on the back, they don't give you the actual y, you have to plug the x back in to find out what y equals. But it's more or less the same. Okay. So our goal is to finish the front today or get close to as possible. If you don't finish the front, finish the homework, and then come back tomorrow and we'll Do one more, two here. That y and that y are the same y. This is where they intersect, so they're the same number. I'm always going to use parentheses to show where I'm plugging it in, or substitute. That's why this is called the substitution method, because I'm plugging it in or substituting it in. Nothing more than that. You might be able to look at this and say, okay, I got it. All right, so sign is negative. Negative 4 times what equals 7 minus 7? 0. So negative 4 times what equals 0? 0. Yeah, you already know the answer, but still show the algebra to prove it. Divide both sides by the same sign, negative 4, and 0 divided by negative 4 is 0. Not the answer. That's part of the answer. So we know x is 0. First number is always x because it's alphabetical. And second number is actually given to us in the question. Which means, keep in mind what this all means. If, you don't have to do this, but if you did graph this, you have y equals 7, horizontal line, okay? And then you have this equation right here. And since it intersects at 0, 7, I know it probably looks like something like this. So that's the answer, 0, 7. That's where it is on the graph. Don't have to do that, but in your mind's eye, keep that in mind what your answer actually is. We could go back to these exact same problems from the last unit and just graph them and get the exact same answer. They're not easier, not harder, for just doing a different method. Okay? So I'll leave you to that, unless you want me to do a few more. How do you guys do that? Which ones? 3 and 4. 3? Okay. And if you feel comfortable, just go right ahead on your own. That's not just follow along. Every time. So this 4, y equals 4, is the same as that y right there. Substitute it in. And if you wanted to, do slightly different, we already know half the answer. Y is 4. So I'm doing all this just to find out what my x is, right? Y is 4. So it's kind of nice if this is on a test or quiz, you know how to do it. You already have half the answer. So we got negative 7 times what? Minus 8 is 6. Multiply some number times negative 7, take 8 away, and the answer is 6. Find out what that number is. Do the opposite of both sides, add, that is subtraction. Now the question is negative 7 times what is 14? 6 plus 8. And you probably already know the answer. Show the working way. Divide by same sign. Divide by same sign. So x is 2. Negative, right? Positive divided by negative is negative. And just like before, you can check to see if your answer is right. So if you plug in this x and this y into the top equation, you should get 6. So try it. Negative 7 times x is negative 2, that'd be 14. Negative 2 times 4, which is negative 8. And 14 minus 8 is 6. Well, I know that's right. You don't have to do the check, but it's kind of nice to finish and know it's right and not have to worry about, well, what's the grade going to be or anything like that. And it's really quick to do mentally. 5 seconds of mental work, and you'll know for sure. Okay. One more, or you guys good?
Yeah, one more.
One more. Okay.
One more.
There we go. Y is equal to 8. -5 minus 7 times 8 is -16. So we take some number, multiply by -5, and then subtract whatever 7 times 8 is, and the answer should be -16. Let's work this backwards. Instead of saying 7 times 8, let's call it -56. There. I'm going to do the opposite. And 0. -5 times what number is -16 plus 56, which is the same as, remember the order doesn't matter, 56 minus 16. 40. It's interesting how some people look at that and say -16 plus 56. I don't know, that negative numbers are kind of hard. But then you just go the other direction, 56 minus 16. It's like, oh, it's 40. Same exact answer, just looking at it a different way. Alright, so -5 times what is 40? Divide by the same sign. And your answer is -8. So y is +8. That's the second number right here. X is -8. I got the whole thing. Right. So there's a few for you. So show all the work, don't skip anything. If you want, do a check just to make sure it's the right answer, and you'll find out that you're doing this really well. All right, so try to finish as much as you can in the next few minutes, and whatever you don't finish on the front only, do for home.